So I am Cheng Moa, and I am the administrator for the assisted living and memory care Riverview retirement community. There are many different ways to become an administrator, and how I chose to go about it was getting my foot in the door. I knew that I wanted to do I wanted to pursue a career in healthcare, and so by getting my foot in the door, I knew that would open up opportunities for me if I was passionate about it. And how I did it was I came here, started serving, and went back to school. And when I went back to school, I did not really know what I wanted to do, like in the healthcare sector. And so I tried many different career paths, and really found out that I didn't like certain sectors. The clinical side just wasn't for me. But at the same time, I realized I still wanted to be in healthcare, and I wanted to pursue administration, do the business side of it. And so from that point, what I did was I went back and got my master's in business administration. And not only that, I also took risk and explored different various jobs here within Riverview. And so at that point, what I did was I would work with our sales and marketing team. I worked with our clinical staff, medical records. I worked with our finance department, and just getting the whole spill of what it takes to run a retirement community. So a typical day at work for me usually starts with meetings. We normally have our daily stand-up meetings where our leadership team would gather, and we would kind of give an update on where we're at, or if there are some key items where it may impact one another. We come together and we meet for a brief 15 to maybe 30 minutes. And then from there, we have various meetings in the mornings. So my mornings is usually filled with meetings. In the afternoons, that is usually where I make my rounds. I go about checking on my staff, ensuring they are doing well. A lot of times, I would wake up early prior to my meetings just to ensure that my staff are okay. Sometimes I will check in on them to see how their day is, if there's anything that I can do to help them. And if I may need to skip out on a meeting to put out some fires, I may do that. I also check in with residents or family members that have concerns that may want to reach out and see if there's anything that I can do. Along with right now with the pandemic that we are going through, there are various policies and guidelines that are changing constantly, and as things are evolving, I have to make sure I keep up with those and ensure that we are in compliance with the state. Being an administrator, what makes it fascinating for me is the constant change. And I will say change is probably something that's constant for me, and every day it's never consistent. And that's what I like. I like for work to be interesting. I never know what to expect. Some days you may have everything all planned out, meetings all lined up, where you think coming in, that's what you'll be tackling, but you come in and there are other fires that come up, issues that may arise, and at that point, your day is different. You shuffle things around, you tackle these fires first, and that is probably one thing that I enjoy about being an administrator. But not only that, from the resident perspective, it's making a positive impact on their lives. At this point in their lives, it's important that with everybody, we have to treat with respect. But at this point in their life, it's so important because these residents come with a wealth of knowledge and the history that comes behind them that really makes it memorable. And so to be an administrator and to have an opportunity to really get to know these residents and what they bring and the history that's behind them is remarkable, and that's what keeps me going. So the demand for healthcare administration is definitely growing. One way to get there too is within our clinical staff. You think about CNAs right now with NACs, nursing assistants. There's definitely a demand there, and nursing staff. There's definitely a shortage nationwide. And to get to healthcare administration, there are many sectors within the healthcare field, as in, say, for example, healthcare information, medical records, nursing assistants, nursing. many different pathways to get to administration, but at the same time, just focusing on administration, demand is definitely there. It is a hard job, and many are leaving the field. Not saying it's a bad career, but many are getting to the point of retirement, and with the younger sector coming up, many are not going after healthcare. There's with technology and YouTubers out there, there are different pathways and different careers, but it's definitely a rewarding one. And so to get there, I would definitely get myself in the door of just pursuing any career within healthcare.